Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here today. Sorry about the slight delay on the start of the meeting. My name is Alison Biedron. I'm the Health Equity Network Coordinator, and I'm joined today by Ben Viles, who is a new Health Equity Network Coordinator who's just started, so he's still learning the ropes.
Hello,
Ben,
everyone.
do you want to just say hi? Yeah, there you are. Great.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be going over the features of the Health Equity Network platform. So I imagine that many of you are new to the platform, which is fantastic. We've had a huge uptick in membership recently, and so it's great to see all of you here. You can put your questions in the chat, and Ben will field some of those questions for later down the line. So I just ask that you hold your questions until that second half of the presentation, where you can come off of mute and ask your questions aloud. So again, thanks for being here and apologies for the delay, and we will get started. Let me just share my screen. So this is our homepage. This is the live feed. So this is the first page that you should see when you log into the Health Equity Network. So there are two different tabs within this tab. So if you see this below, as I scroll down, we've got the general live feed, and then we've got the My Groups live feed. So if you haven't yet joined a group, we'll come to that a little bit later, but that's a great place to connect with people who have more specific topic interests that similar to you. So we've got over 40 groups that you can choose from, and we're always open to new ideas. If you feel that there's a group that's not there that should be, you can send us a message and we can discuss it. So in the live feed, this functions very similarly to a social media page like Facebook. So we have this post box here where you can write free text. You can also share a trip that you're attending if you're going on to a conference overseas, or if you're going to a conference within the UK, you can post that you're going there. And then you can also check in if you're already at an event. So again, very similar to Facebook. So when you click onto this text box, this is where you can post to every single person on the network. So this will go to the over 5,000 members that we have. This gives you the ability to post free text. You can post images, you can post videos, upload attachments, you can hyperlink to other websites, and you can also tag other members. So for example, if I wanted to make a post and I knew that Ben was going to be involved, I could tag Ben by typing the @ symbol and then his name. So then if I click enter, his name will appear there. He'll get a direct notification that I've quoted him into the live feed, and then you'll be able to notify people of the posts that way. You can also use this notify people button to send push notifications to direct members. So if you're making a post and you know that there's a very specific group of people that you would like to be aware of it, you can click this notify people button and it pops up with this additional window. So for example, if I wanted to notify everybody in England that there was an event happening in England, I could filter by location over there on the left. So this is the filters that you can use to find different people on the platform. So if I, for example, type England in here and I click that, it'll tell me in this second column that there are 4,422 people within that region that I can notify of this post. So there's obviously a maximum. So we have just under 2,000 people that you can maximum notification using this feature, but that shouldn't be an issue because if you're notifying the whole of England, it's probably going to be something really big and they probably will know about it already. But if it was something smaller, so for example, Yorkshire, I could put this here, Yorkshire, UK, then we've only got 28 people. So you can filter targeting posts like that. So then if I confirm that selection, and then I click publish, those people will all be directly notified of the post that I've made. So I'll discard this draft for now. So also in the live feed, we've got the upcoming events. So you can see on the right-hand side that this will bring you over to our events page if you click see all events. But events also appear in the live feed. So you can make a post that's just free text, or you can make a post that's an event, and they will appear both in the live feed and in our events tab. So this is what that button looks like just beneath here. So the events tab functions very similarly to the live feed in that you fill out the form and then you just click publish. You can use notify people of the event if you wanted to target specific users, and then it'll post both in the live feed and the events page. So just jumping back to the live feed very briefly, I know I mentioned at the beginning that we have the general live feed and we also have the My Groups live feed. So when you've joined specific topic interest groups, there's going to be content that only appears in your groups tab. So this is content that was posted outside of the general live feed and in the live feed of a specific topic group. So for example, you can see Beth here. She is the volunteer group administrator for the Making Manchester Fairer group. So this is a closed group that she runs autonomously with a little bit of support from the IHE team. So today she's posted that they have a new podcast episode out, and obviously this is very specific to that Manchester Fair group, so she's targeted it only to those people who are part of her group. So if you've not posted, or I'm sorry, if you've not joined any groups yet, you might not have a lot of content in that second live feed. But if you're part of many groups, you might see that there's a lot more content in there, and it's going to be much more topic specific than potentially the stuff you'll see in the live feed. So it's a good way to tailor the content that you're receiving as a member of the Health Equity Network, because maybe you're not interested in content related to housing and health, but you're very interested in content related to Manchester. So this is a good way to kind of tailor a lot of those posts down to what you're specifically interested in. So that's pretty much everything in the live feed for now. I'll move over to the people tab, but as I mentioned before, if you've got questions, just throw them in the chat and Ben will hopefully field them for me to answer at the end. So when we click over to this people tab, this is a map of the UK, but if you zoom out, you can see that we actually have members from all over the world. And that is really, really cool. Obviously, we've just focused in the UK for now, but we do have ambitions to take this network global in the coming years. But for now, as you can see, we've got nearly 5,000 members just in the UK. So you can search for people in your local area, you can search for people by name, but you can also use this More Filters button up here on the right to filter by sector. So for example, if I wanted to filter by people who specifically work in local government, and they've tagged their profiles in this way, I can click local government. It'll show me that there's 67 users who have tagged their sector as local government. And then I can click show, and these people will all appear on the left. So this is a great way to kind of connect with other people who may be working in similar sector to you, or sectors that you don't work in, but you're interested in connecting with. A main kind of pillar of the Health Equity Network is this cross-sector collaboration. And so we encourage you to kind of expand beyond the sectors that you work in and try to collaborate in a more interdisciplinary fashion if that's something that appeals to you. So you can also filter by health equity interest topic. So this is something that you would have filled out on your very initial application to the Health Equity Network. We've got this drop-down list of various themes or topics that we thought people might be interested in. So for example, if I put health literacy, I can filter to 411 people who have also indicated that health literacy is something that they're interested in. So when you filter that, in one region. You don't have to necessarily be working there or be from there.
Hi there. My name's Joe. This is my colleague Zoe. We're from an organisation in Leeds called Barker Leeds. Really like the network. There's some amazing thought gone into your design of this. I was thinking of, we joined 2 or 3 months ago, and I was thinking of posting some something in projects about just some of our project work really, but I felt that I felt a bit put off because it seemed to me to be a lot of academic researchers were posting things. So I thought maybe it's not for an operational frontline kind of service promotion, which we do a lot of in health equity. So, but I think you've just given me the contrary message, but I just wanted to check in with you on that. It's for everything from research to delivery, I guess, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. There is no stipulations for what types of projects can be put in the projects field. It's really just a way to share your work, regardless of what that work is. And if anything, I would encourage you to do that because it is so full of a very similar type of project. And we really want to encourage a more kind of diverse array of work. And I would hope that your posts would then encourage other people to continue to do the same. So this is your vote of confidence and your boost to go ahead and share that. Thanks, Joe.
We'll do that. Thank you very much.
So sorry, I was typing something in the chat. Yeah, so when you were talking about the people, Alison, I looked where I am in Nottingham. It came up with one person. I presume there's not just me and one other person in Nottingham who's part of the network, so I must be doing something wrong.
I don't think so. I think potentially you've zoomed in very, 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 very close. And if you zoom out slightly, there might be more people that appear as you zoom out, and they might be in Nottinghamshire. Obviously, I'm not English, so that word is particularly embarrassing for me to say. But Nottinghamshire, you could try that instead of Nottingham as a city.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
Yeah, I was going to just add, yeah, I would say to do that because on mine, if I kind of zoom in around the Midlands area in Nottingham, I can see there's, I don't know, up to 34 people kind of in the general area. So, yeah.
I would also say if you're looking to connect with people in a region, the regional groups that we have set up do give you a little bit more of that access because people may have joined even if they're not necessarily from that place, or if they work in that place, or maybe they work remotely but their work is based there. That might be a way that you can connect with other people who are working in the same regions to you.
Hi Alison. Hi Ben.
Hiya.
Thank you. It's very exciting to be part of the network. I'm a GP in Brighton who's been working, I guess, as an individual on health equity for a long time, and I realise it's a group sport. It's a team sport.
Yes.
So I actually joined I've planned a sabbatical in Costa Rica, and I spoke to people at the Health Equity Network of the Americas.
Yes.
And then came to you that way, if you see what I mean. And I think the point I wanted to make was to say hi to Joe, and that as someone has
Sarah.
Sorry to speak twice, but just your last point about doing interdisciplinary work, I wondered if there was, whether there are any funding streams by which I could work with artists or film producers, because obviously I can give my time voluntarily as a GP, but for them it's often a bit harder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great point. I think I will point you in the direction of our group administrators in the creative health group. So they are more likely to know about specific funding opportunities. I think Yoon is based at University of Derby. She's a music therapist. And then Gemma Channing is based in, I believe she's in Margate, but she is part of the National Center for Creative Health. So she might have more resources than I will. But as for funding opportunities based specifically on the network, the only one that we've had in the past, year has been this one with Legal in General. So if anything else comes up, obviously the network is the first to know. But at the minute, that's the only one that we have available.
Thank you.
Of course. I'm just seeing Freya's message in the chat that says, when searching for people on the people tab, is there a way to quick view or do you have to click through to the bio? When I come out of the bio, I have to research, might be the way I'm doing it. I think what I would recommend is opening that in a new tab. So you can right click usually on whatever contact profile you're trying to open, and it'll open it on a new tab. So that way you don't have to constantly go back and research. You can just have those tabs open with people's profiles to the right of the tab with the people tab open. I hope that's helpful. So we've got just a few minutes left. So if you feel empowered to speak your mind, please do. Otherwise, I'm just going to quickly plug our national conference, which is coming up in Birmingham this year, as I imagine many of you are new and may not have been at the one that we hosted last year. So this is a really fantastic event. I mean, we were so pleased with the event last year because we had such a high population of people from the voluntary and community sector. So I know that Joe was mentioning that there's a lot of academics on the platform, which is true. But what we see at these in-person events is that we have such a great spread across all of the sectors for people really working towards health equity in the UK. So this year, we're expanding the conference. We're including 250 participants. We're going to have a midday panel of speakers, which is including Helen Barnard and Cordella Forey, who is from Manchester Public Health. And we're going to have Sir Michael speaking as well, along with some of our colleagues from Legal in General who sponsor this work with us. And it's just going to be a really great day. And the theme this year is particularly on housing, health, and well-being. But we're going to have 10 breakout sessions. So we'll have 5 in the morning and 5 in the afternoon for people to submit their work to be facilitators of those breakout sessions. So if you're interested in facilitating and you're going to be in attendance that day, send us a message and we can hopefully put you on the list of people who have applied for facilitator spots so far. But it's going to be a full day event, lunch in the middle, and sessions in the morning and in the afternoon. And I really encourage all of you to try and be there if you can, because being new to the network, you'll get to meet so many people who were there last year or potentially are new as well. So I've just put the link in the chat. There's more information on the platform as well and on social media if you don't follow us. Our Twitter, which Twitter is a little bit of a messy space at the moment, but our tag on Twitter is @MarmotIHE. Ben, if you could actually just put the link to our Twitter in the chat, that would be helpful. And then also we're Institute of Health Equity on LinkedIn. We're increasingly kind of using our LinkedIn to get away from Twitter a bit, just given the messiness. So if you're interested on updates for the conference and anything else that we have coming up, those are great places to check out. But I think if that's all the questions that we have, I'll yield back the rest of the session and I'll post this recording onto the platform as soon as I get it edited. And thank you all for spending your lunch hour with us. It's been great to see some new faces and I hope you all participate in the platform. Introduce yourself in a few groups and let us know if there's any way that we can support your work. So thanks everyone.